And as we count off the days to the big summit day on Friday, we'll be focusing in on how the regional players view the upcoming meetings between President Moon Jae-in and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. And today we begin with Russia, a key player in North Korean affairs as an old communist ally and also a member of the long-stalled six-party talks. Our Kwon Jang-ho reports from Vladivostok.
Vladivostok, a Russian port city just a couple of hundred kilometers from the North Korean border, and possibly the setting for an important meeting in the near future. Despite Russia offering support to South Korea and the US for opening dialogue with North Korea, there are some who say Moscow's influence has been somewhat sidelined. But that may not tell the entire story, as there are now rumors that Kim Jong-un is planning to visit Russia in May to meet with President Vladimir Putin. And that meeting could take place here in Vladivostok. Its proximity to North Korea has fueled such rumors. North Korean leaders have traditionally only traveled outside of North Korea by train for security reasons, as seen last month when Kim Jong-un met with Xi Jinping in Beijing. Although a meeting with Putin is not confirmed, the possibility of one shows Russia is still an important partner for North Korea.
Russia could be one of the security guarantors for North Korea if negotiations ever come to close to making some agreement. Obviously, some guarantees will be needed, and I think Russia is one of the powers which would be able to provide such security guarantees to Pyongyang.
Local experts stress that Russia wants a peaceful Korean peninsula not only to avoid a nuclear war on their doorstep, but also because of the mutual economic potential. Currently, the Trans-Siberian Railway goes from Vladivostok in Russia's Far East almost 10,000 kilometers to Moscow. But at a few hundred kilometers in the opposite direction, it could go through North Korea all the way to South Korea, completing a link between East Asia and Europe. Moscow has invested some $300 million into the Rajan Hassan project, a rail line which connects Russia and North Korea. But due to international sanctions, activity has halted and its full potential remains unexplored.
For more than about 30 years, people in various countries in this area speak about cooperation, and North Korea is the only obstacle for this fast development, for cooperation. So if we solve this problem, it will work for all countries in this area, for Korea, for both Koreas, or for United Korea, for China, Japan, Russia, of course.
The upcoming North Korea summits with South Korea and the US have also led to talks of reconvening the six-party talks. That forum, now dormant for 11 years, also involved Russia, China and Japan and formed the framework for Pyongyang to denuclearize. Moscow has been keen to promote its merits despite the breakdown in previous agreements.
I think it's the format of six-party talks. It's very important. When we try to understand the current situation with nuclear crisis, I think it's important just to know who are, the participants of such kind of crisis. The United States and the North Korea? No, because we have the region and we have different actors.
Despite the stakes for Russia, how deeply involved Moscow will be remains to be seen, especially as President Putin has other foreign policy concerns on his plate at the moment, namely in the Middle East and Eastern Europe. But any international deal with North Korea will likely need to involve input from Moscow. Kwon Jang-ho, Arirang News.